On a night where the home team hosted a shooting gallery and the Rangers spent most of the night troubleshooting. One goal in each period for the Flames on 49 shots on goal, and Calgary wins it over the Rangers 3-2 out west. Inside our Delta MSG studios, thanks for staying up late, everyone. Alongside Steve Alliquette, I'm John Giannone. I'm sure the Rangers are going to emerge from this not pleased with the amount of time and the amount of energy expended in their own zone on a night where it started that way and really never stopped.
And it didn't stop even to begin the third period when you thought it would. And that's the problem. And I think the biggest issue is the Rangers, they're not the fastest team in the league, but they can play fast when their passing is accurate and they can catch in stride and get up the ice together. I didn't see that in this game, not from the D to the forwards and not from the forwards being able to spring their line mates. And it just kept coming down their throat. And it seemed like it started in the first, I guess it was about the first 5 or so minutes I was pleased with in the first period, but then from that point forward, it was downhill. And it seemed like the ice was tilted in favor of Calgary. So I don't know, John. The Rangers have to figure out how to give up a lot less defensively. Yeah. It's been their biggest issue so far this year.
And yet through it all, through 2 periods, the Rangers and Flames were tied at 2. And that's because the Rangers scored twice in a 16-second span. But all of that just set the stage for Zary taking the puck down the left side and scoring what would be the game winner midway through the third.
I was impressed with their youth. They played fast and they were eager to get inside. They played with a lot of guts. And I give them a lot of credit. It really put the Rangers back on their heels early in the game, and it kept going on in that theme, getting into the third period, where a shot that Kakko did his best to have stick on puck here, but it almost stayed too long on Zary's stick, and it really did flutter the puck, and it gave Igor a very difficult read. He didn't see the trajectory of the puck coming off clean. And it really did have a rainbow effect over his shoulder and elbow. Igor is going to go for that save right here, and it just climbs over him and drops because of the trajectory off of Kakko's stick.
All right, so goal number 4 on the season for Zary, career goal number 18 for the former first-round pick. Let's hear from the Rangers captain, Jacob Trouba, the first reaction to this 3-2 loss in Calgary.
Yeah, not our best game. I don't think we ever really got to our top game. Been playing pretty well on the road trip. Had one get away from us and regroup. We still have a chance to have a great road trip.
Is there any concern about, not just tonight, but there's been these games or periods, I guess, when you guys seem like you're hemmed in and you're getting outshot by pretty large margins? Like, is there any kind of common theme you're seeing with that?
Not every game or period is going to be perfect. There's times when we control the play and we outshoot teams. It's kind of the ebbs and flows of the game. Obviously, you want to be on the right side of that. I think we know some things that help make us successful that we get away from, and it kind of, I guess, hurts our game for the time being. I think we know what we're capable of and how we've been playing on this road trip. It's been pretty simple, hard road hockey. Just not a good start tonight, and fought our way back and just didn't have enough in the tank.
Play where on the Flames power play where there was the maybe hand pass that didn't get called, it seemed like a lot of you guys were pretty frustrated with. What was your view on kind of the play and how it was handled?
I don't know. I don't know the exact definition of the rule. I thought it was definitely worth a challenge. We've seen pucks hit gloves that are kind of up in the air and steamed a hand pass. I think late in the game it was kind of a similar play. But they reviewed it and they made what they deemed was the correct call, and there's nothing we can do about that.
What can you say about the job Igor did to keep you in the game?
Yeah, he was fantastic. I think he made a lot of big saves, especially in that first period, to come in here and still have a chance. He was great throughout, and he gave us a chance.
So you heard Jacob Trouba talking about that goal that the Rangers reviewed. They lost review. The actual rule states a player cannot bat the puck in the air or push the puck directly to a teammate in the attacking zone, and that clearly isn't what happened on that goal, so therefore the goal stood. What do you make of what Trouba said?
I didn't think he had any answers for what just happened on the ice. And it's not that it's too soon after the game. I don't think they had answers through the game. With a little bit of good fortune, they were back in the game, but that was only through the play of Igor and a deflection and a rebound. I wonder where he thinks they're at right now, because I hope the message isn't it, we're going okay, it didn't fall our way, we'll just regroup and play better on Saturday. It's much deeper than that. It is systematic. And John, systematic where if you don't get back and get the puck out of the corner in your own zone as quickly as possible with support. You can never get out clean. And if you can't get out clean, then you're chasing play into the neutral zone. And it's hard in this league to recover the puck, and it's always coming back in a rush play. So by design, I think the team has to figure out what steps can we take to work a little bit harder, with a little more intent and smarter to be able to get up together.
And clearly the game plan for the Flames tonight was volume. Throw everything possible at Igor Shesterkin, increase your odds of perhaps scoring one more than the opposition. They got 49 on goal. They attempted 89 against Igor Shesterkin, who had a terrific night.
He did. And look, I wouldn't refer to this as a marquee matchup, because the marquee matchups so far this year have been Winnipeg, Washington, Florida. Calgary is looking like a playoff team, but they're going to be 50-50 by the end of it, in my opinion. But he had a lot of work in a game that you're playing against a team that's playing well. Would you want him to steal a win here? I think he did everything he could to steal the win. And I wonder if he's wondering, do I need more support here to be able to be a guy that's able to push us across the line? Because the Ranger team right now, where they are in their season, I think they've got to be wondering about, are we good enough and defending well enough to be a championship team? Because they can't feel that way. Without the performances of Shesterkin doing things like this and the way that Quick has played, they're out of a lot of these games. They've had the best goaltending in the league so far. And, I think that it's going to hit a head. It almost did. These last 4 games, his 4 starts before this one, were pretty bumpy. And he was terrific, but wasn't able to get a win. So how do you think he feels after this one? He doesn't feel any better.
I was going to say, that's my question. How do you think he feels?
You don't feel any better, because you're always looking for one more save. And he would hold himself accountable for all 3 of those goals, being as good as he is. So he's sitting there saying, I did everything I could. Now it's 5 games. He doesn't feel great about that. I know that the performance was strong, but I'm telling you, he doesn't feel great about it because he didn't win.
Yep, 19 saves in the first period, 16 in the second, 11 in the third, but he allowed a goal in each period in a 3-2 Ranger loss.